Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Step and this is going to be part 17 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as Egypt. And in the last episode we did continue on our journey to Susa, yeah that's right. We are still making our way through the desert and maybe we can, we should be able to get there in this episode. This army, who is now led by Kia, one of my senior members of my my dynasty, I suppose, is getting up there in age, but he should be able to take this settlement for us. And his army is it's fine. They took a little bit of bumps and bruises. I think that was while fighting some brigands, but otherwise, this army should be able to take Susa. Now there's an army here. The horse archers are probably the scariest part. Other than that, the infantry can be dealt with. And there's no heavy cav to speak of, other than the faction leader himself. So other than that, though, there's going to be the stone wall, and that's going to be the first time that I'm going to have to face off against a stone wall in this campaign. I might just wait until... How long is it going to take? 8 turns, goddamn. Maybe I won't wait. That's a lot of waiting around. Yeah, man, yeah, I don't have siege equipment. In fact, I'm just now building a catapult range here in Antioch so that I can rectify this and make sure that my future armies can have onagers, perhaps. Now, would I have wanted that to take these far regions? I don't know. That would have taken a long time to get those siege equipment through the desert. Yeah, like, if you think it takes a long time for an army on foot without siege equipment, I'd imagine it just be an absolute, really just dragging it through the sand. And yeah, that would have taken forever. So I guess that's I guess that's acceptable to not have that, but that means then my options are limited to using ladders and siege towers. The battering ram, I don't think I've ever seen a battering ram make it to a gate on any of the fortifications that are tier 3 or higher. They typically get taken out by the arrow towers, and that seems like that happens every single time, right? I don't think I've ever seen it happen where those rams make it to the gate. So that leaves like ladders, siege towers, and then the sapping point. And I think out of those 3, the sapping point might be the only realistic alternative. Just because, so I have been watching other YouTubers play this game, and I have seen that phalanx spearmen, they can fight on top of the walls, but they can't fight in phalanx. They just will use their small swords. But I don't know if they can actually, that's as a defender. I don't know if they can actually get up on top of the walls by using a siege tower or a ladder. And I suppose I could experiment and find out the answer to that, right? I guess that's one way for me to do this, is for me to attack Susa and build those things and see if it works. If not, it's going to be kind of hard, but if so, then yeah, I can use them. However, I can just use a sapping point. Now, it's my understanding that I can only build one sapping point, which again is kind of unfortunate. I don't really know why they decided to do that in this game. But that would work better for this army, wouldn't it? Right? I mean, if you're going to be using a phalanx, then staying on the ground and just pushing your way into the settlement by using your strong phalanx seems to be the way to go. And against Eastern infantry and hillmen, that would be quite effective. Now, it wouldn't provide any, ability to get onto the walls and to defeat any forces that could be firing down on you. Who would that be? The slingers, I guess. It would just be the slingers that would be on the walls firing down at me, and there's going to be 2 of them. Obviously, the horse archers can't fight on the walls, and then there would be the towers themselves. And they can fire inward into the settlement. So I'm gonna have to capture those somehow. I need to. That's what I have to do. If The answer is sending up my own skirmishers. That's probably going to be the way. I only have 2 units of skirmishers, 1.5 really. Yeah, that's not great. See, this is where, in addition to not having onagers, the other unit that I would like to get, let's see if I can show it here. Yeah, the Desert Axemen is a unit that seems important for the Egyptian armies, just because it allows you to have a unit that can actually, you know, get onto the walls as an attacker. And 10 attack ain't bad, I don't think. 10 attack, 4 charge, and 10 defense, that seems okay. That seems like a very solid unit. Now, it's my understanding that does not have a bonus versus armor. It doesn't say it here. It is wielding an axe. It's called an axeman, but yeah, I don't think this has a bonus versus armor like the Desert Cav does. That's my understanding. But still, having a unit that can fight on the walls is pretty important. So getting the Desert Axes and getting the onagers, I think is going to be important for my next stage of conquests, whenever and wherever that is. I know we looked at this in the end of the last episode, but you know, I will have to get into these walled settlements a bit easier than what I'm contemplating here in Susa. But in any case, I'll figure it out once I get there. It's going to be another, you know, little while. I think I'm at the end of this turn. I think I have most of my build orders. Demantha is going to be just growing population for the next 20 years. It's going to take so long for it to get up to 2,000, barring a migration. But I'm going to be sort of not doing that. I'm working on actually the migration to the Scythians. I think that would be really, really fun. So I got my alliance with the Scythians. I did, right? Yeah, I got my alliance with the Scythians, and I want to now I want to try to get a military access so that I can just drop off some peasants onto the territories and disband them without incurring any sort of diplomatic penalties. You might wonder, like, why would I care then? Like, if my goal is just to boost them up, then who cares if I can remain allied with them? And I think the idea is that I can actually start telling them to attack certain places, right? Yeah, attack faction. Now, I don't know how effective that is, but I think it'd be fun. And I'm pretty sure you can't do this if you are not allied with them. So that's why I want to get military access before I start just dumping off like loads of just ships full of peasants to disband in their territories, just having an Egyptian migration to the steppe, you know. So I might what I might do here. I know there's been some debate regarding what the diplomatic messages mean and whether they mean anything or nothing at all. That is the responses that they give when you are proposing something, and whether or not they mean something. If I were to try to read into what their message was, if I remember correctly, it had to do with the fact that I was trying to offer a military alliance for a military alliance, or military access is what I'm trying to say, and they read into that as if I was inviting them military access onto my lands as a way to go them into finding grounds to declare war against them, basically. Like, they're really suspicious, like, wait a minute, you just want us to go into your territory so that you can declare war on us, and I'm like, what? No. So maybe if I just try to ask for military access and maybe give them money or something, maybe that's the better way to do it with them. So if I have money left at the end of this turn, which I probably will, I have a decent little stack of cash there, and I have most of my places building stuff. Just Memphis is the only one that I need to think of. Memphis, I could go elite cavalry stables. I could get this would allow me to get camel archers, I think, is the only one. I'm already, let's see, can I recruit? Oh no, it would also allow me to get the Nile cavalry. Yeah, that's another unit that I can't currently recruit. The camel archers it's interesting because I've been training or hiring these Bedouin archers, which are a camel archer unit, and I've been doing that this entire campaign. And if I look at the stats here, so if I look at like 3 melee attack, 7 missile attack, 2 charge, 2 defense, so 3, 7, 2, 2.
My liege.
Compared to 3, 8, 2, 6. So the Bedouin archers do have better stats. As far as cost goes, let's see, is it the same? Let's see, Cantabrian Circle, bonus in deserts, scares horses, good stamina. So are those the same? So those are the same abilities. Recruitment cost 420, upkeep 110. And then if I find someplace, I know up here, I think I can recruit. No.
Mighty General.
So it would cost 750 to hire Bedouin archers. So the recruitment cost is quite a bit higher, but the upkeep is exactly the same. Yeah, it's interesting. And I can't remember exactly what the bonus is versus Cav. I looked it up. I think I found the answer to it a little while ago, and then I have forgotten. But if I remember correctly, it's very similar to how it's done in Medieval Total War, which is that it just gives a straight up combat bonus. It doesn't incur any morale penalty. Am I right about that? I can't remember if it was exactly how it was in Medieval. In Medieval, there is no morale penalty for courses to fight camels, which is kind of, you know, it kind of goes against what it says about scaring. You'd think like scaring is a morale debuff. It is my understanding that it's not that way in Medieval, and I can't remember if it's exactly the same in Rome or if it's a morale debuff and a combat bonus. Anyway, though, like in Medieval Total War, I liked using the camel archers as a tech piece versus light cav. It felt nice having mobile archers that could also defeat light cav. Like that's something that is an interesting little wrinkle into the that tactical game plan. So I would view camel archers, if I'm looking around and thinking, what would they ever be used against? Well, hello. Right next door to me are the Numidians, and they have some of the best light cav in the game, I think, the Numidian cavalry. So 6 melee attack, 9 missile attack, and then 4 charge bonus, and then 8 total defense. So yes, they are a good unit of Jav Cav, and their stats just straight up are better than the camel archers, but I would wonder, see, this is where I need to like look up what that bonus is. What is that camel bonus versus cavalry? And would that allow camel archers to beat Numidian cavalry? I don't know. So I would really interested to see if that's the case. If so, then there you have it. Like that's your counter. That's what you use against the Numidians as camel archers, is what I'm thinking. So I could do the elite cavalry stables. I mean, also it can allow me to train the Nile Cav as well. Catapult range also, though. I know I'm building one in Antioch currently, but having another catapult range so that I can get, well, down here I'm looking at the Pharaoh's Bowman, particularly, was a unit that I think would be really cool. 9 melee attack, 10 missile attack, 3 charge bonus, 12 defense, very expensive, but still, and long range missiles. That seems very, very cool. Yeah, getting that catapult range down here seems pretty cool. Let's see, Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar gets me 70 more denarii per turn. Doesn't seem that important right now. Execution Square also doesn't seem that important right now. The law bonus isn't going to matter so much until I move my capital. Currently, none of these regions are facing any corruption charges because they're really close to my capital. I'm anticipating moving my capital up to Antioch at some point in this campaign to have a more centralized location. that will be reducing corruption in more places. However, once that happens, it's going to be these places down there here that do need those law buildings to reduce corruption, and maybe getting a head start on that is good as well. I'm trying to think of ways to save money, because if I can save enough money here and now so that I can spend money and just give 1,000 denarii to the Scythians is kind of what I'm aiming for here. So that's kind of why I'm leaning towards the execution square. And I can keep training peasants here because this is my beginning to my migration campaign with the peasant here. And this little army that's 1 unit stack. Everyone else I think is already building stuff, so I don't have to worry about that. This army is going to be thinking about taking Palmyra at some point. And we have 2 generals here. I probably don't need you. So you're brand new. Philippos, Kassaros. I'm kind of tempted to actually send you on a mercenary recruiting tour and just go through all of my provinces recruiting mercenaries so that I can have another mercenary army to send towards my next objective, wherever that might be. Kind of tempted to do that. I like having mercenary armies to sort of shadow my professional armies. They're expensive. They are expensive, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my thought with him. It's like right here I could get 3 Eastern mercenaries, upkeep of 150. I mean, I could take Palmyra with mercenaries. Or anything, you know, I can use them, I can send them up here and use them against the Armenians as well. So for now, let's just get started on those guys, and then
Awaiting your command. I will speak with them at once.
let's actually wait till the very end of this turn before I get anything else, because I want to see, do I need more stuff in this army? Yeah, let's get some more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5. Let's get another Nile spear. And let's see, 3 archers. I can do maybe, so I have a slinger here.
Onward, out of moves.
Oh yeah, I can get a unit of Egyptian chariot archers. 650. That's gonna dip me below the 1,000.
Orders. March.
That's okay. Yeah, let's just leave it at there. Let's give these guys some money.
Awaiting your command.
See if we can work on our relations, and then yeah, maybe next turn I will try to get military access. And before I forget, let's come down here and let's get rid of these brigands.
Forces. Attack. Victory.
So they have 2 archers and then 1 unit of peasants. Well, if I've learned anything, do not attack those peasants with my chariots. They will devour me. Okay, but in all seriousness, some of you did point out that I used my chariots incorrectly against those peasants. And yeah, fair enough. It's something that I realized during my editing. It's a funny thing, you know, because I've, you know, read plenty of guides and watched plenty of guides on YouTube about how to use chariots. Everyone knows you use them by charging into the enemy units and then charging through them. And you just keep microwaving them to charge in and out through the enemy as they get knocked over. Yeah, and then just, I don't know, somehow like I just haven't been doing that, despite the fact that I should have known that. And it's a funny thing, I think that I was kind of fooled by the chariot attack animations. When I first started playing this game, I see, you know, when they attack a unit, the individual chariots, they don't stop and get bogged down. They actually keep swirling around quite effectively. And I think that that has kind of tricked me into thinking that they're not vulnerable. You know, they're going to keep knocking individual members down, individual soldiers down, and that it's just a really disruptive attack animation. I just thought that that attack animation in my head just made me think that's good enough. And by now, I think the answer, it's a very firm answer. The answer is no, that's not good enough. I have to do my due diligence and make sure that they are charging into and through units, passing through them, turning around, and then going to do it again. That's the non-lazy way of doing it, and that's how I'm assuming that I can... Oh, don't do that. But yeah, that's how I'm assuming that I should be able to beat, you know, units, including peasants, with my chariots, right? Now, these brigands have a pretty good position here on this hill, because the back of this hill is this impassable terrain. In fact, I don't even know if my chariots can cross this, or if my units can cross this. So yeah, they're in a pretty good spot here, but still, I should be fine here. I just have to screen my advance with my skirmishers, and my infantry in general can kind of push forward, and then once they have taken the attention of the enemy forces, then I can swoop on in with my two chariot units. Let's bring my guys out into loose formation so that they can screen a bit better. And then my spears and my archers can come up behind them, and then bring up you here, and then you can start to threaten in this area. Let's group you separately. Now our skirmishers are starting to get a little bit closer here, and I'm actually kind of surprised we're not taking fire by now. Yeah, they're definitely in range of their archers, but yeah, at this point, I'm thinking about closing the distance, because yeah, if they're gonna let us get this close, yeah, spears push, archers push up, and then yep, you guys come up here, start running please, and then just keep pushing. Here we go. So yeah, you guys can get out of loose formation. And you guys pull through please. Let's see if I can remember to do this. And then, yep, oh. There you go. There we go, now we have our general chasing down their archers there, and those units have all routed. And nice and easy. So yeah, we lost 3 men. Nice and easy. Alright, so those brigands have been taken care of. I don't think we have any devastation here in Bostra. I think we were able to avoid that. Let me double check here. So we're facing some corruption, actually. And why is trade about to go up? Oh, that must be from other buildings that are being put in? Is that trade increase coming from Jerusalem's Grand Bazaar? Is that why? Because we're just putting in a sewer. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that must be coming from a neighboring province's buildings, right? Well, whatever the case. Alright, so let's
Orders.
figure this out then. You guys, what do I want to do with you guys? I don't need anyone here in Damascus. Basra, what are you guys good at? So you are just a general. And then you have a lot of stuff. In fact, management, I mean, I could put you into Basra and you could probably make Basra a bit of money. But maybe something else instead. Like maybe someplace, like maybe put you back into Jerusalem because Jerusalem is already making a bit of money. So having a good manager there is probably a good idea.
Sire.
And the law as well can reduce corruption in Jerusalem. How is their corruption? It's pretty low actually. So maybe that was the idea. Was I thinking I wanted to put him in Basra to reduce that corruption? I might have been thinking that. Because if it's 350 right now,
My liege.
and then I put him in there,
Move out.
and it's down to 27, that's a decent little chunk. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm not mad at that. So maybe that's just what we do. We just leave you there. Inefficient taxman. Huh. Okay, so I don't know. 20% bonus on tax income. Oh, efficient taxman. Okay. It's the poor farmer. Oh, okay, so just minus one from farming output. I don't think that Basra had much for farming to begin with. 15% bonus on all trade income. Architect is good. 20% discount on construction costs. Yeah, that's pretty good. In fact, we can, since this is the turn that we were putting this sewers in anyway, we can go back and do this again and save a bit of money. Yeah, and then maybe just have you continue on. Let's see, I could train some Bedouin warriors and have you... It would be nice to have two generals out here in the east, as long as they don't get capped by a goddamn earthquake again. That sucked. Yeah, that was brutal. Okay, now I am finally all set. Let's get ready to end this turn here. And we should be able to get pretty close to Susa in this turn. Let's see, the Greeks are taking back their territory. Alright, what do we got? So 6,700 in the bank. Alright. Marriage celebrations. So Tanu Tamun. You got married, okay. Then what else? Retinue expands, so he has a treasurer, so +2 management for him as well. And you are in Thebes, okay. Harsh ruler, -1 from personal security, increases the chances of falling victim to assassination. That doesn't seem good. But the construction cost discount, yeah, that's pretty good. Punisher, +1 to unrest, +2 to law. Improves public order, okay. 20% discount on agent training costs. Yeah, I like that Priest of Set as well. That's pretty sweet. And what do we got? So now the Numidians are at war with Rome. The Senate, the Julii, and the Scipii. Not the Bruttii. The Bruttii did not join in. Interesting. I wonder what it's going to be. I wonder where the attacks are falling. Is it going to be out here? Or is it closer to me? I probably should have more agents in North Africa. Keeping an eye on things. Obviously, I can see this, but I don't have that much visibility out here. Now, how much closer can you get here? So, they might be moving out. Interesting. And you're just a captain, so there's no point in trying to assassinate you. No. Probably not. Unless I want to just level up my guy. He already has a pretty good experience level.
Mighty general.
Well, let's get across this bridge at least. Yeah, I don't need to hire those Bedouin archers. Let's just get you across.
Forward. Out of
And then, yeah, you
moves,
stay
great lord.
nearby.
My liege. Onward.
You can continue
Move out.
laying down these watchtowers. Yeah, probably construct one
Build tower.
right there. So that's the bottom part of the map can finish. You can start moving yourself up the right side of the map. And then I decided that you can actually take your guys and
Move out.
start constructing these watchtowers along the northern part of this border. Or this province, that is.
Mighty general.
Let's see, we will see if I want to actually recruit more mercenaries with you. Alright, let's put you guys and you guys in. Now, this is a pretty full army here. I think that... What am I missing? So I want one more Nile Spear, and then I want a unit of Egyptian archer chariots, I think, is what I want. So let's get you, and then I have the Nile Spear down here. Yep, that's good.
March.
Let's actually take this army out now.
Sire. Orders. Mighty general. Sire.
And you guys can get ready to attack Palmyra.
Orders.
Just come out here, and I'm gonna have to work on Damascus and start recruiting more peasants as soon as that Egyptian archer chariot is finished. I love these turns where all of my provinces are still building stuff, so I don't need to allocate money for building projects. Oh, that feels so good. Yeah, nice. So, you know what that means? I can start throwing money away at my diplomacy stuff. Yeah. Diplomacy, here we go. Alright, let's see. Like, can we get that military? So, I want make demand, I want military access, and I will make an offer of like another grand, say. 1,000 military access. What? What? Only trusting fools would grant you the right to march armies across their lands. We are not trusting fools. You may not pass. Okay, what if I just give you a bit more money, sweeten the pot a little bit, make offer. Okay, guys, here's a gift. I don't want anything in return. I just want you to like me. Yeah, gifted is a blessing in the river. Yeah, of course, yes, it is, isn't it? Remember that. Remember that gift next time I ask you for military access. Overall, this is going to be a pretty quick turn, so without further ado, yeah, let's just keep moving on here. Might be the fastest turn I ever played in this game. Yeah, it's really, really nice and easy when all of my settlements are already building stuff. Alright, got some movement. Looks like the Parthians are sending down troops from their northern territory. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, what do we got? So, almost 10 grand in the treasury. That feels kind of good. City grows. Alright, what's next? Salamis. Yay. Alright. Pharaoh's Palace. Yeah. That's a lot of money. That's so much money. Large city. So, that's the, largest for the tier 4, right? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Alright, cool. That's, yep, good for Salamis. There goes all my money. New family member, Teti. And retinue expands. Philippos, Philometer is, he gets the priest of Horus. +1 to management and +1 to law. And then you are down here in Memphis. Okay. Abstemios. +2 to management and 10% penalty to your popularity with the people. Huh, interesting. Yeah, we got a lot of buildings that were finished. Yep. Well, I can only afford to build like another building or two tops, so, yeah. Alright. Let's see, peasants and chariots have been finished in those provinces. War declared between the Bruttii and Numidia. Okay, so they were a little step behind, but now they have joined their Roman brothers in a war against
Orders?
the Numidians. Those poor Numidians.
Sire! Orders?
Okay, now you can join that army, and then you can join that army, and then that's a full army. There we go. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just attack Palmyra, I guess. Yeah, they have 2 archers, 2 peasants, 2 eastern infantry, 1 Bedouin warrior, and then 1 horse archer. So, yeah, nothing. 32% chance that my spy will open the gate. And it is a wooden palisade, so just a tier 1 wall.
Besieging settlement, sir.
There we go, let's maintain that siege. And yeah, let's add Palmyra to our empire here. Well, I just built a watchtower, and sure enough, I found some more brigands. Sometimes I just wish that I didn't know. Well, Eastern Infantry, and then an unknown unit type. And I have Nile Spears, Bowmen, 3 Skirmishers, and then my Archer Chariot General. So that probably should be enough to take care of those 2 units of brigands. And then you're going to be moving up here to build watchtowers up there. Yeah, is Demantha facing any devastation currently? It is, yeah. So it is getting something from those brigands. And then a lot of corruption, 222. My goodness, yeah, that's quite a bit. I guess that is the distance from the capital. That has to be what that is. But I can't build anything here. I don't have enough people here to build stuff. Ay. Okay, since I can't build too many buildings here in this turn, let's just go ahead and build an execution square here in Alexandria. Even though that law bonus won't apply until Alexandria is no longer the capital, that 10% public order bonus will, of course, kick in, and that will help. So let's go ahead and get that going. Namely, also because I can afford it, and I can't build buildings in those provinces yet. Petra, can I afford anything that I want? Don't really want the communal farming. Maybe a temple to Isis here in Basra for an increase to population growth bonus and an increase to happiness. That's where I'm sort of leaning. What about Sidon? Can Sidon get anything that's important? Nothing too important to there. Damascus, and then Antioch is still building that catapult range. So yeah, maybe in Basra, let's just get that temple to Isis. Yeah, do it, and... Alright.
My liege.
And I'm tempted to get those Eastern mercenaries. So one of those armies decided to move off. That's interesting. And then you're just kind of hanging around. Interesting. Because you can definitely reinforce if I were to attack. Or I could just put a fort right there, and they would not be able to reinforce. That's what I should do. Yeah. Then the Parthians would not be able to reinforce. They would have to go all the way around the mountain and into Seleucid territory. Yeah, let's see. They are still at war, are they not? Yeah, they're still at war with the Seleucids. So let's do that. Let's send you around.
Onward. Moves depleted, mighty lord. Orders? March.
Keep my armies together so they can't be picked apart and separated. And then yeah, let's just bring you around here, see if we can sneak our way into a little fort and separate them, because this is the faction leaders in here in Susa. Yeah, And they didn't leave him much, you know, like that's easier to take than if this army had stayed in there. So we may have gotten lucky, but it's not, you know, it's not decided yet. They could just come right on back. Yeah, let's cross our fingers and hope that it works out. Oh shit, let's just check out the army. This is the army that came from the northern province. Oh man, this just came off the boat. Look at all these horse archers. Oh god, that's so many horse archers. Yeah, wow. So they're ferrying down reinforcements from here, whatever the name of that settlement is. So that's where they're training horse archers. Yeah. So they're clearly not at war with the Scythians, otherwise they might feel that they need those horse archers. Yeah, interesting. Okay. That's a lot of horse archers to deal with, oh my god. Okay, well that's it for another relatively quick turn here, so let's just keep moving on here. And yeah, I mean, if all else, I mean, I can just at least attack Palmyra in this episode and finally take a settlement in what feels like it's been a while. And what do we got? So 6,800 in the treasury. Retinue expands for Jehutimes, Nios Philopater, foreign dignitary, so that's one of my... That's you, my emissary to the Julii. And let's see, you got one as well. You also got a foreign dignitary. And then Philippos Philometry has an architect, so 10% discount on construction costs and -1 from squalor. Increases public order and population growth. So you are down here in Memphis, okay. Alright, I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, I think Memphis has one of those school buildings, does it not? Does it not? I thought it did. No, I guess it does not. It hasn't built anything. It hasn't built a academy? Okay. Huh, that's something I should probably get at some point. War declared between Spain and Gaul? Ooh, interesting. So is that going to be happening? I wonder if Spain attacked this settlement.
Yes, my liege.
A little Spanish army here. Naked fanatics, Iberian infantry as skirmishers, and round shield cavalry.
Awaiting your command. Yes, my liege.
Yeah, that's interesting.
No more moves, sir.
Because the Gauls are fighting the Julii, are they not? They are. They have to be, right? Yeah, they're fighting the Julii. But it looks like they still have Batavium. Interesting. Now, are we going to be able to cut this army off? Yeah, they're just moving off. My goodness. Like, they're going to come reinforced, but that's just 2 units. So here, we can come in and we can put down a fort. And then, oh, that army's right there. Whoa, how did we not see them before I put the fort down? Huh. That's weird. That was weird. But I could put one of these mercenary units into that fort. So let's take you guys out. And can you attack? Yes, you can. Awesome. So I think the stat point is crucial. Can I build more than... So I can build more. I can build 3 of them. Okay, that's funny. I thought that I had heard that you can only use 1 per battle, but that seems to not be the case. Huh. Well, let's just to experiment. Let's like do... Can I do 2 of them and then maybe... I can do a ladder and a siege tower. So 2 sapping points, a ladder and a siege tower. Because I want to experiment. I want to see if I can use my Nile spears in the siege, in like the ladder of the siege tower. because this is how I can learn these things. And can I get more ladders? Oh, I can. Oh, I can get a bunch of stuff. Okay. Huh, okay, yeah, cool. That's a lot more stuff than I would have expected. So let's maintain that siege, and now let's bring over, like, this is 4-man Peltis to hang out in that fort. And then the mercenaries can hang close. But yeah, we might have to turn around and fend those units off. Now down here, let's go ahead and attack these brigands, and oh, we're just out of range, god damn it. Okay. Well, we will have to deal with them soon enough, hopefully before they cause too much devastation upon my lands. And now I have a bit of money. Oh, goddamn, more brigands. Only one unit there, but still, okay. Alright, need to find someone. Is it going to be you, Tahotep, or is it going to be someone else? Someone else? All I have is generals units. Oh, there's another one here. Oh no, this one has a general too. Damn, Karanos of Salasis. Dang, what's the unit? Okay, so it's not chariots. It's just going to be a rebel general unit, but still melee attack of 12, missile attack of 12, defensive 18. It's a formidable unit. And then town militia, and then I wonder what the other two units are. I guess I could just sweep on up with you. I was using you to recruit mercenaries, but yeah, might be needing you to kill brigands.
Onward.
So let's send you up here, and then you can meet up with our faction leader to take on these brigands maybe next turn, and then you can sweep on over and take care of these brigands. Well, again, I'm not going to have enough money to build all of the stuff that I want to build, so I'm going to have to choose wisely here. Yeah, I'm tempted to go for that catapult range now here in Memphis. It's such a chunk of money, though. Heroes, Bowman. It's the shiny prize that I want, you know. But it's not. But again, like that's not so necessary, right? Because I don't really need that combat boost right now. Not from the Pharaoh's Bowman. It's more like I need the Onagers. So getting them up here in Antioch seems smart because this is closer to where I'm going to be attacking, right? So that makes sense. But yeah, getting another catapult range just so that I can basically recruit Pharaoh's Bowman at a point of the campaign where I'm not, you know, like I'm not swimming in cash. Like I'm doing okay, but I'm not, you know, it's not so much so that like everything is fine. So, like, even though there's not a lot of money in the Grand Bazaar, it still seems like, oh, there's like barely any money there. It's just, oh, I probably shouldn't do that, should I? It will boost the, is there another tier of boats that are available at the huge city, or is that not boats, but the ports? No, it's only the two tiers of that, you know, the second and third. Okay. Huh. There is, you know, that's something that I'm really tempted to test out, which is like that whole superstition, I suppose, that I heard a lot in the forums when I was reading about this game, which is to say never build past the tier 1 of the farm upgrades. And I'm very tempted to test that out and see like what kind of income are we looking at if we get into the final tiers. And maybe not, like maybe that's a bad idea in the Egyptian territories because the base farming in these territories is already so high. So 4% here in Thebes, I guess that's not insane. But Memphis is 5% and Alexandria is 6%. I think that Patavium has 7%, I think. But still, like, these base farming levels seem pretty good. But then if we look at, for instance, like Petra, you would think that I could get, like, I'd be safe to go past the tier 1 farming upgrade in Petra, right? Because the base farming is only 2%, so their population is never going to be insane. Their population growth is never going to be that crazy. Basra is 2.5. We have 4% in Jerusalem, 4.5 in Sidon, 4% in Damascus, 4.5 in Antioch. So these are all like relatively okay, but yes, when you get into the desert regions, it's less so, right? 2.5 here in Damantha. So yeah, it's tempting to think like Petra at least is going to be fine with a communal farming. You know? Put that in, make a bit of money, increase the population growth. That's going to go up like by 60-ish, not quite. But then, like, I'm assuming the percentage boost is greater in these places that have greater base income, is my assumption. Is that the case, actually? I don't know. So the base farming is 5%, 5 here in Memphis. So if I were to do this, is it going to be more than 60? It's like the same, isn't it? So the farm upgrades do the same amount of upgrade, like financial increase, no matter what the base farming level is? Because this is just increasing the farming level, right? So it's not a percentage of what the base farming level is, it's just an increase of it. Is that how that works? Yeah, it just makes me think that you can be more selective, right? And look at these places. How about Salamis? Like Salamis, how's their... So 4.5, so that's, again, that's pretty big. Yeah. I'm just tempted to, I'm like thinking about that because I know that in the future I'm going to be getting this Hanging Guards of Babylon, which will be increasing my farm income by 20% to all settlements. And that seems like that could be decent if you invest in farm upgrades. But yeah, if it really bites you in the ass later on in the campaign, that I guess that's not worth it, according to other people that say that. But yeah, it's always nice to kind of test things out for myself and see if I find alternative builds that feel better is kind of my temptation here, honestly.
My liege.
Yeah, anyway, just thinking out loud, letting you know what I'm thinking. Okay, let's go ahead and get the execution square down here in Thebes. Don't want to... I'm already overthinking things. I might not build anything here in Memphis. So let's pass on that for now. And then maybe public baths here. In Petra. 30%, 10%. They cost the same, don't they? Yeah, let's get the large temple of Osiris. And Jerusalem, what do you want? What do you want, Jerusalem? Execution Square? Is there any corruption here? A little bit, not much. But may as well. May as well plop that in. Well, I just so happen to have a little bit of money to spend, so let's go on up here to the Scythians and see... Yeah, let's see if we can, work on this. Military access, I want it. I want it. Make offer. Will they take it? Nope, only trusting fools. We are not trusting fools. Okay, you may not pass. Well, let's just go back to the drawing board and make a single payment. It's also the case that this particular emissary only has 1 point of influence, so he might not be the best guy for the job. So it might be worth bringing over someone else. But in the meantime, I can continue to try to work on our relations just by giving them money. I mean, you know, gifts of 1,000 denarii is not nothing. So that should, you know, that should help us out. It's encouraging because there was a time when getting an alliance didn't seem likely, and that they changed their tune on that, right? So it's given me some hope that maybe we can continue to work on this. Maybe it is just the case that the military alliance is a tough thing to get. I don't know. But yes, I can continue to work on that. Now, while it is tempting to fight this battle in this episode here for Palmyra, I am going to be leaving it for the next episode just because I'm getting towards the end of my recording time, and I don't like rushing siege battles. It seems pretty important to take your time and take as few casualties as possible. So, you know what? That is all going to have to wait till next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.